Hello, I'm Lorna and I'm a private English teacher. In this video, I explain why I offer a first free lesson with no obligation. First of all, it's an opportunity to get to know each other because I understand it's difficult to make a choice and take lessons with a private teacher if you don't know them at all. If you're going to spend time on a regular basis with a teacher that you're going to pay, I think it's more reassuring if you know who you're dealing with and if you can make sure that you feel comfortable with this teacher. It's important that you have a good feeling about your teacher because to learn a language, you need to speak, you need to communicate, and so you need to feel comfortable. I don't charge anything for this first lesson because it's meant to get to know each other, so I don't actually do any teaching during this lesson. Although, depending on your needs, I can present the contents of the next lessons, especially if this is about preparing for a test or an exam, or taking a dedicated course like a phonetics course. And I can also give you some tips. So this free lesson is meant to get to know each other, but also to broadly assess your level of English. Simply by talking with you in English. And generally, I try to have the lessons take place entirely in English. It's possible to get by, whatever your level might be, but if it's really too difficult or too stressful at first, we can do something else, like use a bilingual format. This first lesson is also an opportunity to identify your needs and your expectations. So that's why you're interested in taking lessons, maybe what problems you're having and what you hope to gain from these lessons. Based on your needs, we'll be able to set a goal. I think it's very important to set a specific short-term goal when you take private lessons, mainly to be able to actually see that you are making progress and to avoid getting discouraged. It's something I talk about in more detail in my other video, 4 tips to avoid getting discouraged when learning English, in which I give practical examples that show how I've helped students reach their goal in English. Once I know your needs and your goal, I can suggest some methods. So that's how I intend to help you improve in English with my lessons. But I can also advise you on what you can do on your end outside of the lessons if you wish. My lessons are tailor-made, so I will suggest methods that are tailored to your needs, to the way you learn, to your interests and to your goal. And I will vary and adapt these methods as you progress. We'll also take advantage of this first free lesson to confirm any technical details, especially if the lessons are to take place online. We'll see what platform or application we can use and make sure that it works for you. Lastly, we'll quickly talk about practical and financial details, because if you do decide to take lessons with me, we need to agree on the time and frequency of the lessons, the price, the payment terms and deadlines and so on. And you probably need to know all of this before you decide whether you want to take lessons with me. Even if you're not quite sure that you want to take lessons, if you're not sure that's really what you need or want, the first lesson is without any obligation to continue, so there's no risk, and it can help you shape your project and receive advice that's relevant to your situation. All of this for free and without any obligation, so you might as well take advantage of it. It's very useful for me too, because it helps me make sure that I can actually meet the needs of each potential student, that I understand their expectations and that we're on the same page. Once this first lesson is over, you don't have to make a decision right away. You can think about it and then get back to me and tell me if you want to take more lessons with me. You can ask me any questions in the comment section or by email. My email address is in the description section of the video. You can also watch my other videos because I've created this YouTube channel so that people can get to know me better as a private English teacher. So feel free to reach out to me for a first free lesson with no obligation. Thank you and see you next time.